So let me tell you a little bit more about how FlashParking does PCI compliance. The founders of the company come from building a prepaid debit card processor. That means that when you have a Visa or MasterCard and you would run it through a gas station or McDonald's or whatever, we would then authorize that. So the entire founding team, we came from that world. We had to go to the first PCI compliance that was ever invented. The first one, we had to go through that, and then we did that for many years. So once we left that world, we came into the parking industry. And in the parking industry, what we noticed is that the majority of the providers that exist, they sell you what's called a PA-DSS certified piece of hardware. So you get that and you take it into your facility and you own it and it's yours. Now, that device is capable of being PCI compliant. So what I mean by that is I'm buying something that if I do a bunch of stuff to it, I can add it to my PCI compliance audit with my QSA for that year, and it's capable of becoming PCI compliant. So I want to make sure that I'm emphasizing the word capable, because I need to now install it properly, number one. Number two, I got to put antivirus on it, and there's a long checklist of things that you need to do. You got to put a firewall on it as well, and so on. So that is what the people are used to. In the way that it is like that, because you own that hardware and you're dealing with it in your parking facility. What we do is, because none of our hardware is actually, none of our backend data is being stored on your parking facility, it lives on the cloud. We have to take the majority of the burden and do it on your behalf. So we're a level 1 service provider when it comes to PCI. We do point-to-point encryption. So when you insert your credit card on that reader, we don't even get that data. The reader itself on the head, it encrypts the data. It sends it directly to our gateway, who decrypts it. So not only does FlashParking not have the data, but it's then going to a certified place is going to decrypt it with a key that they gave us originally that we put into this reader. So we don't have it, and this takes significant amount of labor from your PCI scope. Okay, so that's how we reduce the scope, is by doing the burden, the majority of the burden, by doing it on your behalf. So you still have to be compliant. It's just that instead of taking you a long time to do it, it's going to be very small. You got to do some policies. You got to handle some of the physical security. But if you compare the list, and I'm happy to tell you more about that, it's a very significant difference on a PA-DSS implementation versus doing business with a level 1 service provider like FlashParking.